What about hold reform? In terms of these secret anonymous holds that even one senator can place at a time.
I don't want to checkmate myself for
No,
obviously,
but
I can tell you from the North Carolina perspective, we are very, very unhappy about that, and it goes way, way, way back. Last weekend, I was in front of a group of donors who had helped Kay Hagan a lot, and I asked them to help me in the same way they helped her, and I asked them to help me make history. And I told them it wasn't for me. I was the first woman elected to executive office in North Carolina statewide ever. I've written the page of history. If something happens to me tomorrow, I'll be well happy with how I've changed the face of politics in North Carolina. But the history I want to make is to put a closure on the Jesse Helms book. One of our judges who has passed the Judiciary Committee, who cannot get a vote, was also held up by Jesse Helms, a talented judge. This is now the second time he's been nominated for the Fourth Circuit. He's an African-American judge, highly, highly qualified, and Richard Burr has the same hold on him that Jesse Helms had on him. North Carolina has got to put these vestiges behind them. So Richard Burr, while he said wonderful things about Judge Wynn in presenting him and all that kind of stuff, is kind of behind the curtain, holding it up.
This is a North Carolina senator holding up a North Carolina judge's nomination.
Right. There are 15 people on the Fourth Circuit. North Carolina is the largest state in the Fourth Circuit. We have one judge. The whole state, I don't care what your political philosophy is, the state has been disrespected and we're underrepresented at a place where we should have the voice of North Carolina helping to make decisions for our region of the country. We have two of them that are being held up because they're in the same batch. One of them is Hispanic, one of them is an African American. They both have military background. They both have strong judicial careers. They really don't have valid enemies for the reasons that anybody would talk about in a hearing. There are these subtle enemies, these subtle forces, the legacy of Jesse Helms that's holding them back. So I'm very unhappy about that.
In terms of the legacy of Jesse Helms, do you think Richard Burr in other ways is replicating the same type of politics that Helms used to hold power for so long?
Jesse Helms is his mentor, and he learned his lessons well, yes.